Can you hear me? I can't say it again. Yep,
Can you hear? Can you hear?
I can.
There you go.
Okay, we're live. I need
Hi,
to put this.
everybody.
Hello.
What is going
Ho-
on?
Hopefully they can hear us and me. I think it's hard when I can't hear myself.
Hey, dude, everything's working good, it seems. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for coming on. Third time's the charm, girl.
Look at us. We figured it out.
Well, Blog Talk Radio is the no more. So I hope I'm not lagging and y'all can hear us out there okay. So hopefully they can, or you can let us know if we're not. But this is the Paige Roberts Show, and yeah, it is Wednesday, I think. Right? I think so. And it's the 24th, but yeah, we've been working on getting Miss Allie on here for a minute. So
Yes, we have.
welcome. Well, Allie, the way I usually, well, before we get started, why don't we go ahead and give a shout out to Bev Moser, which that is your publicist. We want to thank
Bev
her
is
for,
my everything. Bev is my absolute everything.
right. So
That
she is
girl
the
does
one.
everything for me.
I know she does. Um, I do good keeping my own self in line, right?
Hey,
But
we that sometimes that's all we can keep track of, and that's okay.
oh my gosh, even if it's just keeping up with what day it is. So
I know you said the 24th, and I was like, is that right? I don't know.
I don't know. It's whatever day you want it to be, right? But yeah, we'll give a shout out to her. She's the one that put this together for us, and we have quite a few of her other artists on as well. We're working on that, so we
She's got
appreciate.
a lot of good ones. Just a lot of good people.
Let's see, Lachlan, I think is one of hers. Um,
Yeah.
they're they're gonna be on, and we're closing in to the end of June, so
Isn't that
moving right.
crazy?
It is moving right along, and it's summertime. I wasn't quite ready for summertime, but I guess I am now, right? Might as
Like,
well
came
be.
out of nowhere.
That's right. But well, Allie, why don't we start off? Um, maybe tell a little bit about yourself and work your way into your music and how you get started and everything.
Awesome. Yeah. So my name is Allie Colleen. My grandma was a singer, and her name was Colleen Carroll, and so I got her birth name, and so I sing by my middle name. It's Allie Colleen. I'm from Oklahoma. I was raised in Oklahoma with my two sisters and my amazing parents. I've got a bonus mom and a mom and a dad and everything, and just good family. And I chose Belmont University in eighth grade. I knew that was where I was going to go, which is here in Nashville, which is where I'm at now. And so I went to college and got a degree in songwriting and music business, whatever that means, and it was awesome. Well, I had a blast. I learned so much. I met so many important people that I still work with now. I graduated in 2018, so I've been out from Belmont about 2 years. I graduated in May of 2018. I got married in October of 2018. Quick turnaround there, and we live together here in Nashville, just north of town, and just love it. Just trying to figure the music world out and trying to really jump into it and get our feet wet and everything like that. We've been on the road for the last year and a half, 2 years, and might even be three now, and just got to play everywhere. And this year was a big year for us. We had a lot of shows that that went west and places we'd never been before and places we never got to play before. But COVID came through, and ever since then, I've been my little happy butt's been about right here.
Well, sadly, a lot of places have shut down, and so just now our music and our venues are slowly but surely, as my grandma would say, is coming back up, and so hopefully people will get back in there and getting it
Yeah,
going again.
We're getting a
Hmm.
lot of good opportunities, you know. I mean, as far as Nashville goes, it's honestly, not to ruin the magic, but it's not very, um,
Nashville.
it's not very magical to play in Nashville. Unfortunately, there's so many of us that,
Right.
you know, people come into town, they walk down that strip and they see 100 amazing artists a day, you know, and that kind of thing. So we, all that to say, we try not to play in town too much, but since COVID and everything happened, you know, that's kind of our one option. So I actually played a set this afternoon. I played 3 to 6 downtown and then busted my butt back home here so I could get onto this Zoom interview with you, Miss Paige. And just a good day, you know. I played in one of the last smoky bars here on Broadway, which I was not excited for. But as soon as I got there and started playing music, it just felt good, you know? And I felt like I had purpose again and all those things. So playing around Nashville has been a big blessing out of all this, just to live here and have those opportunities.
I don't think I will be on a stage per se, but it takes a lot in putting something like that together, And now I have done some of my shows in studio in front of a live audience, and boy, I never knew, and you don't know until you get in there and you're in there actually in the spotlight, I guess, And people don't, I know sometimes people think, well, all they're doing is getting up there and doing their singing and doing their show. Oh, uh-uh.
I know it's a lot harder than it seems, but you know, once you get used to it, it's just that there's nothing else like it. There's absolutely nothing else like it. Whether people are listening to you or not, there's just something about being on a stage and getting to do it. You know, I mean, I think we had two women all afternoon that were very consistent that came in when we started playing and sat there and just listened to all of our songs and sang with us and were super fun. But it was just me and my friend playing and these two women listening. And I still felt, you know, like the coolest person there. It's just music. It's cool.
Hmm. Um, well, yeah, I would like to be in studio again, but I don't know about. I'm in Athens, Georgia, right? And we are still a little slow in getting our venues up and going. But even before, if you don't have somebody like is a to get out there and do your not really tickets, but even to get people to come in to see your show, it is a lot. People just don't go. They don't go like they used to.
But I think, you know, we've all been so spoiled with, I mean, television, as nice as it is now with HD and everything, I know so many people who personally prefer being at home watching TV, you know, opposed to going to sports games. So I assume it's the same exact thing with music. You know, it's like, why pay so much money to get these pits, you know, tickets or these front seats when you can sit at home or maybe watch a live feed, or especially on YouTube, there's a lot of concerts that get linked on YouTube. So you can just watch them from the best seat in the house, which is your house and your comfortability. So as a consumer, I get it. But as a person on stage, I'm so frustrated all the time. I'm like, get your butts out here and come to things.
I know. Well, with technology and things, I mean, I just have caught on to the Zoom thing, and I'm like, I said I would never, never say never, right? And all
Amen.
of my stuff before was done by phone. I'm like, but
I don't know why everybody has to see everybody. You
right?
know, I was always so excited for like radio interviews because I knew I could show up. No one was ever going to see me and they were just going to hear me and I didn't have to worry about it. And then I show up and everyone's like, "Oh, we're going to put this on our podcast too." And I'm like, "What? This is radio. Like I didn't put makeup on. Like what are we doing?"
I know that's what I was telling you.
I
I
love the
said
fascination with everybody's faces. Like we need to see
that's the
them.
only reason that I haven't. I'm like, I'm comfortable in my comfort zone, and I'm like, I have to get dressed up. I mean, sure, I could come in my pajamas, I guess. Would y'all
Mm-hmm.
say
Like,
anything?
you whatever you want, girlfriend. Absolutely, whatever you want.
Would y'all say anything if I did come in my pajamas? No, no.
I don't think you would. And if they do, you can send them to me.
Right?
I'll take
Oh
care of
man. Now, You have
And
got out. You've got out some new songs too. You want to
yes,
tell us?
yeah, yeah. So we have three singles out right now. I'd love to play a couple for you. We've got our very first single release was on my grandma Colleen's birthday. So it was July 10th of last year. So we're almost up to a year on our first single. Um, excuse me, and it's done really well. It's just this beautiful song called Work in Progress that I'll play for you guys. And it's just all you need to know about me is that I am a work in progress. That is me. I will always be one. And if I'm ever not, then someone needs to kick my butt and get me out there working because, there's always things to work on and things to better about yourself. And that's just kind of what it's about. It's just this life journey of finding yourself and all those things. And then after that, in September of last year, we released this beautiful song called Along the Way, which I never play. I always tell you guys to go listen to it because it was one of those songs where I feel like I cannot compete with the production of it. The track, it like the track that you guys can go and find on Spotify or iTunes or Amazon or whatever you listen to. It's so cool, and it's moving and it's fun. So that one I you say go check it out. But I'll play a little work in progress for you guys at some point. I wasn't sure how the music and the interview worked. I didn't know if I talked and then played or if it was like a mixture of the two. I didn't know how you run it. It's your ship.
We were just winging it,
All
and
right,
I
let's wait then.
um, being that I'm just getting in to the Zoom thing, and so we're just now getting our feet wet out here, and so we're trying to get the feel of everything and how it's kind of like before on the phone, but not exactly like it.
Yeah. Well, do you want to
And
hear a little work in progress?
yes, now that song. Let's see, what do I have? No, it was the other close enough. Is that the one that has like 750,000 views out there?
Yeah, so close enough. We have not released yet, but we did put it out on YouTube during like COVID. No, you're totally right. But what it is when I was attending Belmont,
Mhm.
the Belmont Vision, which is like our newspaper, there at Belmont, like our media center. They did an interview with me, and they asked me to sing close enough. And so there is a YouTube video that the Belmont Vision has put up that now has, I think, 780,000 views on it, and that's, like I said, put up by somebody else. You won't find it on my stuff, but it's so that was put out forever ago, and it got such a good response and um all those good things. And so when COVID happened and no one was getting to play shows, there was this cool thing going around that a lot of people were like nominating each other to just like share work tapes, which are just songs that are unreleased. And I was thinking of what I wanted to do. I got nominated by a couple people. A couple that come to mind was Stephen Nicks nominated me. Matt Wynn nominated me. I think Timothy Baker maybe nominated me. But these are just all buddies of mine that are amazingly talented here in Nashville that you guys can go check out. But they were pushing me to put out a work tape, or whatever on your stories and stuff. And I was like, well, if we're gonna put out an unreleased song, like let's really go for it. And so we Close Enough is just this beautiful worship song that I wrote several years ago on my own. And so we reached out on Facebook and we asked people if they would want to be a part of a lyric video. So you would just, write the lyric and hold it up. And we needed about 50 people. And I was so nervous that we weren't going to get that many and that I was going to have to like have my friends just do it for me as a favor, and everything. And I think in about an hour, we had about 580 people who wanted to be
Wow,
in the video.
that's
So it was
awesome.
so special. It was really special for me. So Close Enough, it's on YouTube now on my YouTube account, Allie Colleen Music, and you guys can check it out. But it's just a sweet lyric video that has I guess kind of Allie Colleen fans in it, holding up stuff. And you can see the lyric on their sheet of paper, but you can also see in like the bottom corner it'll have where they're from. And so that was really interesting, like for me to see just like where everybody was coming
Awesome.
from. And
Yeah, to pull something like that together, it sure is.
yeah.
Now, are you going back into your venues now? Are you scheduling things? Not yet.
Well, yeah, I mean, like we said, like I played downtown Broadway today. And we played downtown Broadway last week on Friday. But this year we were just lucky enough and unlucky enough to get like all of the festival placements, which basically all that means is like those are the shows that will not be rescheduled for 2020, right? So they've all just been knocked to 2021. So in a way, now that we've got past COVID and we're surviving through the year, it's really exciting to know that we already have next year, you know, a lot of things to do next year because they're moved. But at that same time, it's very nerve wracking not having gotten to do them this year. Um, so all that to say, there are like Broadway is open, like our strip downtown here in Nashville, like our famous strip where you hear all the musicians. It's fully open and it has musicians all week, all hours of the day, everything like that. So you guys can come and hear live music in Nashville still, but there are venues like the Franklin Theater, which is like just south of Nashville. And we're supposed to be there, you know, like early summer. They ended up rescheduling it to August. And then they reached out to us last week and they were just like, hey, we can't, like, we're not making any money this year. So we're just going to close for the year and we'll open back up in 2021. So it just kind of really depends on the location of the venue and what kind of venue it is here in Nashville, whether or not it's getting to open back up.
Wow. And that was sad because that's like, let's see, that was March, April, May, June, July. Fixing to be almost 5 and 6 months.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. So
I know
hopefully,
it's just crazy, but you know, Nashville, we were making music before the Broadway strip was there, you know, and we'll make music after it's filled up with just, I don't know, celebrity bars or whatever the new fad is, you know, and it'll be okay. You know, music always finds a way to make itself work. And
yeah,
so
I don't think it'll ever die out. I don't. I would hope not. No.
now I do with the Zooms and everything. So like we just released a single a couple weeks ago. It's called Ain't the Only Hell. And we go to radio with that song the first week of July. And so with a radio tour now, what it looks like is I will be doing a digital radio tour, you know, which is exciting in one sense because I can hit 8 radio stations in a day from my house, you know, without having to drive and travel,
All
and
right. Yeah.
right, amazing. But with that said too, it's a vocal doesn't compare like over a laptop as it does in person, you know? And those
No.
connections and those connections and those relationships, they're not the same over Zoom. And so I'm personally really bummed and really worried about this radio tour being virtual, but they haven't confirmed anything. So we might get to go and travel to and do a real radio tour, but I'm thinking it's going to be virtual, and I'm thinking a lot of stuff from here on out will be virtual. Um,
Let's hope it's not the new normal.
I'm worried about it just because it's so much
It,
simpler this way. I mean, especially when you can charge tickets on it and things like that. It's so much simpler. And then, but I also do hope we hold on to it a little bit. Like, I still want to keep watching Cam play on her couch every week. You know what I mean? And watching Kaylee Hammock do her lives and like getting to watch all my favorite artists play all these covers I've never gotten to hear, you know, like from my couch. Like, I do kind of hope we keep this going a little bit, but at the same time, I want to go to shows again, you know, like even as a listener, like I want to go to my favorite artists' concerts and I want to do all that and all the
yeah.
journey, all of it,
Get
you know.
people out of there.
It's so
Get people out
special.
of their comfort zones. It has really gotten to be a comfortable routine, I guess if that's what you want to call it. So
I know it's been crazy, but I think we'll see some good things come from it. I think we'll see some annoying things come from it, and life will go on. We'll be okay.
yes, it will. Now you're gonna play work in progress. You're gonna sing
Yeah,
work,
I'll play work in progress.
right?
Like I said,
Please.
this is our first release. You guys can find it anywhere that you listen to music. Um, let me tune my guitar real quick. But and this one has a really sweet video too on YouTube that we filmed while we were like recording it, so you get to see all the players and see kind of what the studio was like in when we went in that day. But this is a work in progress. I'll just do probably a little verse chorus or a 2 verse kind of thing. I don't think I'll play the whole thing, but I go my own way, try to walk a straight line, still trouble finds me time after time. I flirt with disaster and I court distress, I can't seem to figure the value of things. Is a wildflower worth more than a diamond ring? At last, maybe more, maybe less. When you're a work in progress, I'm the best I've ever been, but not the best I'll ever be. On this journey to me, when it comes to the heart, I get so confused. Do I use love as a crutch, or do I love being used? Looking in your eyes, the longing they confess, my instinct says no, but my youth says yes. For I'm a work in progress. La 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 la. I'm the best I've ever been, but not the best I'll ever be. I have faith in the things I can't see on this journey to me. On this journey to me. A little work in progress.
Awesome.
Can you hear my dryer rumbling around back there? That bugs you guys. I'm so sorry.
No,
Okay, good.
I can't hear it.
Good.
Um, but let's see if y'all can see my little my
Oh,
partner.
well, it's fluff ball on the floor.
She went to sleep with Allie singing.
I love
But
mine were asleep before I started. They're always asleep.
always asleep.
Always
But
asleep.
when they're wide open, they're like,
Oh, really? No, mine never get amped up. They're literally asleep all the time.
well, she's just a kitten right now, so
Oh,
that's probably what her deal is.
I love
So
it. Work in progress has done really well. You know, like I said, we're coming up on the year of it. And since then we've released new music and everything's just been going good. You know, I think we're just really trying to find our place amongst this huge world of music right now.
mhm, and doing your own thing. Yeah, I can certainly understand it. And that's me, but I have been doing this quite a while, and I'm just now, and that was like almost that's 10 years ago, a little over 10 years. But we're here,
Hmm.
and people are, it's funny because people are just now starting to come into here. But when you have the right people on your side and backing you, I mean, it makes a difference, I think.
Yes, it does. It makes a huge difference. I
So,
mean, that's the whole thing about Nashville too. It's almost more about who you know than what you can do, you know, and that kind of thing. And it's getting in front of the right people and having the right people behind you and believing in you, you know, and that and exactly what you're talking about.
and we talk a lot on this show about, because I know, social media can be daunting, and working your social media accounts. I'm like, but eventually you figure out that niche and it'll come together. You have to work it every day. You have to treat it as your baby.
I know it's so crazy, social media and the ways that it's so helpful. You know, it's absolutely so helpful. But it's very daunting and it's very draining, I feel like too.
It is. That's
Always
a good word.
put on, you know, this persona and everything for everybody,
Mhm.
and make it look nice is the biggest problem I have. And just getting good
Right.
content, you know, that people care about. I always find myself making a post I don't care about, and I'm like, well, why would I expect people to like this and comment on it? Like, I don't even care about this post right now. Like, what are we doing? So yeah, finding good content's been kind of hard during COVID, trying to figure out what's working and what's not.
Right. Well, like I said, if you do it every day, and the main thing in talking to the people that's out there on your accounts too, I've found that's what I started out doing. I'm like, it really works, and it helps if you get out there and talk to your people, or,
Yeah.
your fans. So,
That is another cool thing about the lives. I think, I'm getting to play for people that I've never been anywhere close to their town, So
mhm.
what what options did they have to come and see me without Facebook Live, or without Instagram Live or any of those things. So I do like all those things, but it is so draining like singing for an iPhone all the time and not having a real audience. So
Right.
I like the lives, and I think once performing is normal again and routine, I think the lives will be even more special because it won't be, just that thing that you're having to do weekly. It'll be more of like a treat kind of thing.
Right. I understand that. And it is draining. I have been here 24/7 sometimes on the laptop. And I'm like, I have got to get off of here.
I know your eyes will need a break. Screens
It
are so
does.
bad for us. It's so funny, but um, oh, what was I just about to say? I totally lost it.
Yeah, I've been there before.
Oh, the Zoom rights. Co-writing over Zoom, weirdest thing on the planet.
Oh, I know, but it does work though, right?
So weird. It works. It does work. I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I did 2 Zoom writes during quarantine. That was it. I wrote by myself otherwise, or just didn't really write a lot. And so what I realized, I think the other day thinking back on it, was if I had done a Zoom write with somebody that I'd already wrote with 1,000 times, I think it would have been really good and would have been,
Mhm.
fine. But the reason that I was doing Zoom writes was because I would have writes with songwriters that I'd never written with before, and I didn't want to cancel on them. So it's like, all right, well, let's do Zoom. And like meeting that way for the very first time, there's like such a disconnect, I feel like, as far as like getting together and like, being really honest and vulnerable and writing a song together. Um, that was tough. So that's another really new thing, that I found was interesting, that all these people, are so used to coming into Nashville every week, to write and stuff. And now all those people who live in Alabama who have been, driving there 3, 4 hours every morning to come in and write, they can just stay at home. So there's good and bad to all of it. But I
Yep.
thought it was so
Right.
weird. I thought it was so weird.
Um, we have a lot of good shows. I know next. Let's see, what day is that? I know you probably know Miss Lisa Sutton.
Yes.
Uh, hmm She's gonna be on with us. We're doing a special for Rose Garden, and I know it's hit its 50th mark.
Very
So that's
cool.
cool. So yeah, she'll be coming on and talking about her mama,
Very
and
cool.
so we're excited about that. So yeah,
Well,
we got a lot of good shows. So
I love that. That's so good though. And I, it's interesting too, how again the Zoom thing, you can all do it on your own time and when it
mhm.
works best. And I think that'll be awesome. I mean, I know yours are scheduled lives and everything, but it's just it's it's so crazy how much you can get done now without leaving your house and everything.
Well, it
Weird.
just depends, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't get anything.
I know it's definitely one or the other. It's never in between. It's either I did so much today, I'm so tired, or like I don't think I did a single thing.
Right.
We
I
did
do
start
have.
we have started doing rights again in the last week and a half, like in person, and those have been so refreshing and so good. We have a brand new song that we just wrote last week that we'd love to play for you guys. It's all about cowboys. I love cowboys.
Me too.
They're just the coolest thing on the planet. I remember just watching westerns as a kid and just thinking like, how
Mhm.
cool is that? And I always thought my dad was a cowboy, and my papa's a cowboy. He does mounted patrol and everything back home, and so every time I saw him, he was on a horse, and I thought it was the coolest thing on the planet.
Right.
But this song is just all about how like cowboys are. They're the coolest thing. Um, but you just don't give your heart to them. Just don't
Mhm.
love them. Don't love a cowboy. It's not worth it. Love them from afar. But this is one of our brand new ones that I wrote last week with Eric Dodd. And just took the idea to him. It was a funny conversation I had with my dad that kind of brought this song up to me. And I was leaving his house one day, and this was months and months ago. And I guess I was leaving a door that I didn't come in, kind of thing. I was leaving from a different door. And he goes, "Well, kid, don't forget your boots are over there by the door." And I was like, "Oh yeah, because I'm a cowboy." And he goes, "Oh, like because you're a gentleman?" And I go, "No, Dad, I need a swift exit." And so that was kind of the joke that made this song come around. And it's just cowboys are so cool, and they are gentlemen and they'll fool you, but you just don't give your heart to one, I guess like this. Ever since the wind came rolling in from the east to a one-horse town, spurs on the ground, silver screen, and that first tip of a hat, girls like me got it back, and that grit drives you wild. He'll rope you with his smile, and back then I wish I knew not all dreams come true. And yeah, he'll spin you around that sawdust floor, and yeah, he'll hold your hand out those double doors. He smells sweet like a wintergreen, with lips that taste like a whiskey, and he'll leave his leaving boots on your front porch. So don't give your heart to a cowboy. And I might have bought a ticket once or twice. This is real life. And yeah, he spun me around that sawdust floor, and yeah, he held my hand out those double doors. He smelled sweeter like a wintergreen, with lips that tasted like whiskey, and he left his leaving boots on my front porch. So don't give your heart to a cowboy. I wish I never gave this heart to a cowboy. Cowboy songs.
Awesome.
We've got that
Well,
one
we
on
have
all of our social medias and stuff, the whole version, but that's just a little bit of it for you guys. But just cowboy songs.
That's awesome. Well, that is the good thing about social media. We're enjoying it. But like I said, like I was telling you, I'm like I just don't want to get dressed out. But we're getting through
I know that's another frustrating thing too, is putting on your makeup to not leave your house.
it.
That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, no. I'm like, man, I've got to do all my makeup, and Jonathan's like, where are we going? I'm like, oh no, I've got a live in like 30 minutes, and he's like, oh, okay. So
That's funny.
usually I don't. I've been really good, honestly, lately about just not putting any on. The only reason I've got it on now is because of my set earlier, but I still got a ball cap on, so it's a win-win for me.
Well, I know we talked to Gracie's Country last night, so I know they're watching. So let's I guess we can give a shout out to Amy, Brandon, and that's my mind, Graham, Brandon. Almost forgot your name, Graham. But new friends from the UK, so we do have quite a following over there. Um, and actually, Gail O'Neill will be on with us. Country music's winning, y'all.
We've had some Zooms this week with a couple stations and things like that in the UK, and they were telling us about how like they still can't see their moms yet, and they still can't leave their house, and
Right.
how much they've been craving music. So it shut me up real quick about what's going on here. We're fine here. I can go literally anywhere, and I've been out several nights this last week doing shows and things. So all of our love, goes out to everybody in other countries and overseas. And I mean, even countries in state, like up north that are really shutting down, I love you guys. I'm so sorry. I've had a bunch of people reach out to me on my stories, seeing that I'm out in public and be like, I wish I could be out in public. And I'm like, I know, I'm so sorry. I wish you could too.
We start back to church Sunday, so we've been out of church since March, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played the piano at my church, and so yeah, not being able to go and play, and but even going back, we're hugging church. How do you go from hugging to not being able to put your arms around somebody to hug them?
I guess you fist bump them. I don't know. Yeah, as a greeter of a church, that'd be tough. I watch almost all my church sermons online.
Hmm.
And I do that kind of thing. So that didn't change a lot for us. We always watch Elevation Church or Stephen Furtick online, and that's my absolute favorite. But I would imagine not being able to like worship during this time has been tough and weird. If you're so used to being a part of a worship group, that'd be really really special, and something I would really miss if I was a part of one.
Oh, and I sing too. I sing in the choir. So yeah, the closeness of a church. They're my family. So
Well, good. Well, I'm excited you get to go back. That'll be fun.
yes, this Sunday we have to wear a mask. But, okay.
I flew home a couple weeks ago to Oklahoma for my best friend's bridal shower, and the masks. It was obviously like you didn't have to have them
Wow.
in the airport, but you have to have them all on the plane. And it was just sitting there for a 2.5 hour flight with your mask on. I was so over it. I cannot imagine being
Awesome.
a doctor, or a surgeon and having to keep that on for hours and hours and be stressed out while you're doing it. Like, oh my gosh, so much respect to all those people who work in healthcare and all those things.
Right. Oh, right. I know. That's crazy. But, well, I know we have a few minutes. Were you gonna sing that song? I know we're coming down close to closing out, but
Your new
I
single?
know I know you have things you have to do, and but we're closing down the month. Jim Loftus is next, and then my UK friend again, Gail O'Neill, and then it is Lisa Sutton that after the 15th. So yeah, we're excited.
I
So
love that. Well, you can pick. How about that? You can pick. You can pick a chorus of Close Enough or a chorus of our brand new single. Which one would you like to hear?
uh, your brand new single. I think
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that. Thank you, Colleen.
It's all about my mama, and it goes out to all the moms. Long story short, the first verse talks about a photograph that I found of my mom. And it's a photograph that I've honestly seen time and time again in my life, but I saw it differently this time for the first time, and I just saw this amazing woman. And I just saw who she was before she was my mom, and I'd never really thought about that too much before. And so this song is all about how I am the hell raising woman I am because my mom was a hell raising woman. So this song is called Ain't the Only Hell. I'll give you a little verse of it. It goes like this. Oh, and she had tan legs for days, soaking up in summer rays on a grasshopper zero turn. She wore a Budweiser bikini top, and it made my heart stop looking into a photograph and my mama looking back. She was the same age that I am now, so beautiful, so young and proud. You can't expect me to learn from something I ain't even tried. I ain't afraid to crash and
Awesome. Um, well, okay, y'all, let me get back to my screen. It's hard to figure out all these buttons.
Oh, I
I'm not
forgot
used
it.
to.
I bet you'll have it done in no time, though. It'll become very natural.
I think so. I hope by the middle of July I will.
You'll get it figured out.
Practice, practice, practice. Do you practice, Allie? Of course you don't practice, do you?
Mm. I should, and I'm learning that too now. You know, I've sang literally 6 to 8 hours every week my whole life, and so I've never really had like vocal fatigue. And then quarantine hit, and I wasn't playing for like weeks at a time. I went to work for 4 weeks with my husband, just doing land maintenance and stuff like that. So I really wasn't playing or anything, and it was so hard to sing. It still is, like getting back into it, and even especially today. You know, I usually do 3 and 4 hour sets downtown, and we did a 3 hour set today, and just sitting here singing for you is really tough right now. So I've got a lot of practicing to do.
I know I have been trying to practice some of our choir songs, and it's like when you hit that high note, it's like.
I know it's so tough. It's yeah, and it's like I was saying, it's never really been that hard for me, honestly, just because I've sang so much my whole life. But yeah, the quarantine whooped
Right.
my butt, and I've got some practicing to do.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, I feel that.
I said, well, and I said the last time before we shut down, I'm like, if you don't use it, you lose it, right?
Amen, amen. And I lost it, and
Yes.
we're gonna get it back.
So we'll see if you get in the car. We'll just have to sing in the car, I guess. I try to sing here too, but
The car really
well,
is the best place. But thank you so much for having me on and working
yeah.
me into the schedule again. Third time is a charm.
We have it down now, I think. But oh my gosh, I think the last what? My Blog Talk Radio account wouldn't let us call in. I'm like,
It would not.
no, and it wasn't me either. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it was not having us that day. It wanted a day off.
So we're here now, and I do thank you for coming on and talking with us and taking time out of your schedule. So keep in touch with us, and we'd love to have you back.
Absolutely, anytime. Thank
Um,
you.
and I hope you have a good night. And I think I'm gonna go do more coffee like I did.
Nice. Well, good. Well, it's good to see you. It really is good to see
I'm
you.
gonna have your
And
coffee.
have a good rest of your evening. And thank you so much for fitting me in. Okay.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.